How you doing, everybody? I hope you're all doing great. Stock Option Sniper here. First and foremost, I'd like to thank each and every one of you that are personally subscribed to my channel, showing me so much love and support, sending me private messages, telling me that, hey, look, I tried your strategy on liquidity, on this time, on the best time frame, on the rules of 30, and it literally changed my trading. I got some result. So all of you, you are all very welcome. But today, I also want to thank each and every one of you that are getting my merch, supporting me on my merch side. We have three different type of logo. New York is getting cold in the winter, and now what's happening is that basically we are getting cold, right? So thank you all for supporting me on this merch hoodie, guys. By the way, there's a lot of you that's been buying the merch. Just send me the receipt and I got a surprise for you. You can send me the receipt on Instagram. It's in my link. So thank you once again for that, for supporting that merch, the merch side of my channel. And also, let's get right to it, right? So what is Catalyst? So basically, individuals are saying that, hey, look, I'm gonna trade this, and the Catalyst is going on. So I'm gonna show you guys how to trade Catalyst, right? So basically, what happens is that people think the Catalyst moves the market, right? And I thought that too. It seemed that way. But one thing that I've understand is that, I was after understanding how to trade smart money and understanding why the price moved the way it moves and understanding where the liquidity and the most order lies, I realized that it's not the news that moves the market. It was already all planned out, and the news just had to make that move, right? Like in the video right here. Nvidia had a up move, right? Super up move right here, and then a tremendous fall down. And all of a sudden, they had a catalyst saying that, hey, Nvidia is going to stop the news with the China, right? They're going to stop producing chips in China. They had stopped, and the market just fell tremendously. But if you really understand my liquidity video, and those of you guys know what I'm talking about, right? I have a video here on liquidity. So if you have not seen that video, this will make sense, right? Am I saying that there's no news? Am I saying that they're just making it? No. It could probably be true. I don't know. But one thing that I understand is liquidity, right? Most likely where the most orders are, that's where price is going to head, right? That's where the price is headed. What does that mean? It means, well, you can see right here, when we were bullish, we had a lot of individuals taking calls, so they put a lot of stop losses right below that, right below this support, right around this area. A lot of stop losses, a lot of stop sells. So what happened? The market ran up. They were happy. I don't know if you guys heard the term before. Is that cookie that they give them a cookie? A cookie meaning, yeah, they were happy they got calls. So for a moment, they were temporarily happy because they were up on their portfolio. So what does that mean? It means after going down, after getting that UTAD, we got that LPSY, last point of support. And once we have that, literally the stock just fell. Redistribution, after that redistribution, and the stock just kept falling and falling and falling and falling. So basically what I'm trying to say here, this was actually prepared for already, right? It wasn't the news that the news moved it. That's what it seems to the naked eye. But overall, the price was already calculated where it was going to go, right? And sometimes we get confused with that. Oh, I'm not going to trade. Oh, I'm going to trade this because the market is volatile, and the news. Yes, all those are true. I'm not saying they're not, but usually all price is already calculated before it even moves. You guys think the coronavirus all was an accident? If you guys look back to your chart, that those price needed to be liquidated in order, and on that day where that coronavirus is, it just so happens that the price went all the way down and liquidate all those lows, right? So you guys have to understand that, and it's very important to understand liquidity because some of us are trading without having the understanding why price moves the way it does. Okay, I showed you guys about the invalid zone. I told you guys about the invalid zone where you have zones like this, like you have the stock going up, right? And by the way, just a quick tip: if you usually I don't trade in the news, even though I'm talking like all this hot stuff like, oh, so what do you think you should do? Liquidate. No, guys, I really don't trade in the news. I don't like when the market does that. I like to be safe in my trading. I don't like to say I like calculated risk. I like basically more chances for me to win, right? Instead of just saying, yeah, I don't know what the news is gonna do. But anyway, so I create my zones here, right? As you guys can see, this demand zone, right? We have demand zone, we have price up moves, right? And these are fall zones. Fall zones meaning that the price try to come down to this the price tries to come down to this zone right here, but then does not hold, comes right back up, does not hold, while you have retail traders saying, oh listen, I have my price here, I have my demand zone here, so I'm looking to take long. And then they get that cookie, that I like to keep the cookie effect, where they're temporarily happy because the price goes to their direction. What happens? They hold their play, and boom, their zone don't even doesn't even hold. Right? We've seen that multiple times. It happened to me multiple times. That's why I'm qualified to say that. This changed my life, you guys. I've understand it changed everything, the way I trade. It changed my mindset. I understand why price moved the way it does, why price goes to certain areas where I would not believe, right? Like, oh my God, I can't even believe this was a $200. Now it's a $95. Everything was calculated. Every move was calculated, regardless if it's Trump. I hope it doesn't happen, regardless if it's a president dying, the queen dying. There's always something that a price was already calculated to go there, and then the catalyst just had to back up that entire move, right? It's funny. That's why some of you guys understand the market is manipulated, the market is rigged, the market makers already know what's going to happen, right? All these things. That's why we study smart money footprint. That's why I love this. You guys can say whatever you want to say. I have nothing against your trading strategy because I do believe that every strategy works. You just have to refine it in a way that works best for you. I do believe that. So that's for me. That's my perspective. And if you watch this in the beginning, you see my disclaimer. These are all my perspectives. So believe me or not, right? Believe me or not, these are all my perspective on the way how I trade and all my strategies with everything that's going on in the market, right? I'm not trying to be biased here and saying that this is the only way you trade. No, 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 no. I know a lot of people that trade price action. And I know a lot of people who have such a great indicator. I know a lot of people with algos, right? I know people who trade breakout of the MA breakout, the MA crosses, right? People who only trade with the RSI. Everything works for them. They're all profitable, right? They all refine their strategy to work for them in their favor every time they trade. And it's the same thing with this. And I'm only sharing with you guys my strategy when I trade in the market. Okay. But so yeah, I truly do not see that the catalyst moved the market. I truly see that the market was already calculated and it was already headed down there. Look at this. This is what happened when China, right? This is what happened when China, you can call this a head and shoulder, you can call this a Wyckoff distribution, whatever you want to call it, right? It was just bound to happen. Don't you think it's such a coincidence? There is there's literally a UTAD right here, right? Gave you that last point of supply, and then all of a sudden the news happened and it goes down. We've been preaching about this Wyckoff distribution, that this is the exact pattern when the stock is going down, and all of a sudden we had a news that it was going to go down like that. I don't know about you guys, but it's crazy, right? So that's how you trade. And like I said, personally, I don't really like trading news. I don't like those. It's just, I don't know. I'm not into those volatile market. I like a sure win. I like my strategy. You guys know my strategy, right? This is the sniper strategy that I tell you guys about, that we talk about here every single time. If you guys been subscribed to my channel, right? You find your zone. Once you find your structure, you find your SND, right? You take price to go higher. Boom, wait for that confirmation in the rules of 30. So you go to whatever time frame you're in, you divide that by you find how many minutes that is, right? How many minutes is in that hour, whatever time frame, it doesn't have to be hour, right? You confirm that the weak hand transfer to strong hands in a form of Wyckoff, and then we're looking to take out that price. We're going to take that price lower. or even break structure and let it keep running and running until we find areas of liquidation, right? Like right here. Look at this, guys. This is beautiful. So what do I mean with the rules of 30? Let's take out the trend line. It's confusing me too. Okay. We have the rules of 30 right here. Beautiful. We have structure here, right? This right here is the protective low, and this right here is the entire protective high. If you guys want, we can include the pre-market. Let's include it. I do include the pre-market, yes. That's fine, right? So this entire schematic is my structure. Okay, this right here, this is the protective high. Cool. So what do? I take that from the bottom. Let's make this black so you guys can see where we have the range that we're going to play in. When I say the range we're going to play in, so basically we have the protective high, we have the protective low, and in between that, we are looking to take plays. Whether it goes up, to go down, or whether to go up, to go down when we're down and looking to go up, right? So we have a range to play in. So once you find that range, you get your structure. You know your structure. In this scenario, we're taking this to go short, right? That rejection is a form of supply zone, right? That itself is a SND. We take that last down move, SND zone right there. What happened? You look for that price to get liquidated. You have that UTAD right there, liquidating all these structure right here, right? People trying to take puts right here, got liquidated. Stop losses, stop sells all triggered. People who was long, they got that cookie effect. What happened with the cookie effect? Temporarily happy, and boom, the price goes lower and lower. You get that UTAD, you get the LPSY, last point of supply. Once you get that, boom, it was over. And then in this zone right here, you get your reaccumulation, and what do? You keep letting price go lower and lower. You guys see that? This was a beautiful play right here. So if you got that sniper entry like the way I show you guys, right? You got that green box, you got that blue box as your structure, red box as your supply, green box in a confirmation where the price went up to touch that zone, right? So we're in the 4 hours, we're gonna play in the 10 minutes. Matter of fact, let me show you guys what happened. So basically we're in the 10 minutes with the 4 hours, right? How many, look at the calculator, how many minutes are there in 4 hours? Look at that, it's just letting me load here, right? So what you're just going to do is you're gonna find how many minutes is in the 4 hours. So it's most likely to be 240, and then you divide that by 30, right? And then once you divide that by 30, you should get, I think, 10 minutes. I usually play in a different time frame. I play in the 2 hours and I play in the 5 minutes, right? So it's gonna be 60, right? And that's how many minutes is an hour times 4, because we're doing 4 hours, right? 240, you divide that by 30, boom. So that is your perfect time frame. You have the 8 minutes. In this scenario, I do not have the 8 minutes, so I will play in 10, right? The 10 works just as fine for me. So what do? I will go find that, right? I'll go to the 8 minutes. Hang on, guys. I think I lost that. I'll go to the 8 minutes, right? We are here at 8:31. I go to the 10 minutes, right? You gotta keep going back, you guys. But I'm showing you guys how these things are happening, showing you my personal strategy. If you are in my mentorship, it is the link in the bio on my Patreon. I do classes in my community, right? And my students that are taking this play are getting amazing results. And they're just beginner traders. That's the even more beautiful part. And it's not complicated. They don't have 100,000 from yearly to 5-minute lines where they can't see anything, right? I didn't know any better, before, and that's how I used to try, and it was so chaotic. Literally, it looks like a spider house. But so we have the entire schematic right here. Just let's draw it out purple, and yeah, because I couldn't find it. So let's go to the 10-minute once more. Come on. Appreciate you guys for being patient. Did we lose it? Comes with the game, you guys. It really does. Oh my gosh. Well, this is normal for me, guys. We look for back testing all the time. Where's that? What? 8, 329, right? All right, guys, let's go back to March 29th and we'll go see where that is. Oh, it's my cat. Right, the 29th. Gotta keep going back. Okay. Check out this RSI. Up to the 29th, you guys. I want to show you guys this. I want to make sure I get it. I hope you find it. There it is, you guys. Woo! Finally find it. Found it. Thank you for your patience, everybody that are waiting. I hope I didn't lose anybody. I hope none of you guys left because of that. And if you did, you're about to miss a lot of sauce right here. So check this out, you guys. Right. So now we have price going up to that zone, right? We have our structure right here. So the range we're going to be playing in is from the top of this range right here and then to this low, right? So what happened is that once you get that UTAD basically liquidating all these highs right here, you got that, you have that last up move, you have the ST, then you have the PSY before that crazy down move, and your entry would be right there in that UTAD, right? You can take an entry. This is what I usually do. How would you know that's the UTAD? Well, technically you don't. You just keep your eye on it where you're liquidating structure. Okay, let me make that red. So your price right here, you will take that entry right above it. I like to usually put 15 cents just right above, and I would take that price target where everything just gets liquidated from 255. Okay, just 15 cents right above that high, or where the high was broken, right? Whatever you want to call it, false breakout, manipulation, right? So just right 15 cents, just right above that 291.43. Because that should be the last up move. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So basically, usually, how do you know that's going to happen? So when you have price and creating a consolidation like that, you have that huge up move and you want, you have that huge up move and you want to take the price lower. So this structure was all liquidated. Every stop sells and stop losses was all right, was all stopped out in this play. And what happened? Boom, liquidated. Individuals try to go calls or liquidated too. And what happened? Take the price lower, right? Once we took that price lower, we targeted that structure from this high to this low. So the target is from 255. That's a beautiful frame from 291 to 255. And did we get that? We did get that, right? You had to play at least 1, 2, 3, 4. You had to hold the play until about a week or so, 5 days, right? And that's what we do. This is how we get high RR. Once we find that entry, we just let the play run, right? We do not get scared. We do not get emotional. Okay, we trust our strategy. Even though we made this up, when the price went down here, you're like, okay, I'm up like crazy money right now. This is amazing. And then you see this, you know that you have a stop loss right above that break even or that little loss, right? Because you had such an amazing entry. If you do everything right, two things can happen. You take a little loss or you take a break even, right? That's literally it. So once you have that, even though the price went up, you're not gonna get scared because it never stomped you out the trade. You are still in the trade, and you just let it run and run. Look what happens. You let that run. Look at that huge RR, you guys. So if you letting plays run like how I let my play run, amazing results happen. And you know what? Let me not get a little too excited because sometimes you do have a zone. Sometimes you do have that zone, right? Once you have that red zone, price can do this. Let me create the structure too for you guys so it makes sense, right? Sometimes you do have that zone, and once you wait for your price to enter, sometimes price will not even touch that zone, or sometimes price will go to that zone and then breaks above that zone and literally breaks down without you. That is normal. I don't want you guys to think that, oh, this doesn't work, the strategy swag. No, it works, right? I'm gonna keep telling you guys this story. There's an individual named Paul Tudor Jones. Paul Tudor Jones is an individual who is the CEO of Tudor Investment. Paul Tudor Jones was featured in the Bloomberg news outlet, one of the biggest news outlet, right? Why did he get featured there? Because he had a simple strategy and it was called the 200 MA breakout. Every time the stock breaks above the 200 MA, he would long the stock. Every time it breaks below, he would short the stock. There was a time he shorted the stock and the stock fell to the face of the fucking earth. And he was featured in the Bloomberg news outlet. Why? Because like, oh my God, how did you know that it was gonna fall? How did you know the stock was gonna go into that direction? How did you know? And what he was saying is, well, what you guys don't know is that I shorted the stock 4 times and I lost. I shorted it the fifth time and the stock fell to the face of the earth. I love that story so much because that only, even though I take losses on my trade, which is every real trader take losses in their trade, right? Even though I take losses in my trade, I truly, truly believe that my strategy works the best. I truly think I have the best strategy, right? I don't care what you guys say. I work my strategy so much. My student does it. My students win at high level. If you follow me on social media, you can see my students are literally killing it. And they've only been trading for about 2 weeks. Some of them has only been trading for a day. If you don't believe me, go join my Patreon community. I'll refund your money just for you to check that out. Right? I literally have a student who invested $100 in my community and is literally up almost 1,000 in his account. How did he do that? By using this same exact strategy. He just called me in a great time where I was doing a class and breaking down the strategy. And he said, hey, listen, I was watching your YouTube. I gave him my YouTube video and he was watching it and literally implementing everything that I said step by step. Right? So you guys, this is possible. But don't change your strategy just because you're losing. That's not it. That's how you move from strategy to strategy. I need a course, I need a guru, I need a mentor, I need this, I need 20 different type of video. By the time you finish watching 20 different type of video, not on that same exact strategy, because you can watch 20 video on the same strategy and how to refine it. But if you're watching 20 different video on 20 different strategy, how the hell are you going to stick to one strategy? You're just going to confuse yourself. And every single time you're going to move to strategy, 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 strategy. That's setting yourself up for failure, right? Guys, if you want me to go deeper into these topics, usually with my clients, I do 2-3 hours just talking about these price movement, understanding false breakout and imbalances and how the bank moved the market. Just go click the link in my bio. I talk about it in my Patreon community, and I have classes there throughout the week. Right? If you don't get any value, go close down your subscription and go move on to somewhere else. But the best part about it is I have not gotten one of that from my students. Right? My students love me because every single time we trade, it's always a hitter. It's either we take a break even, a little loss, or everything is a big hitter. Guys, that's all I have for you. I appreciate each and every one of you that has stayed up to this point. Once again, I appreciate you guys. If you haven't gotten my merch, man, go get one right now. If you're in New York, go get your hoodie. It's getting a little bit cold. I've ordered my hoodie already. I have the hoodie right here. I have the multicolored one. It's amazing, you guys. Multicolored one. Where's that at? I like the ocean blue. Got an ocean blue here. Right here. Look how beautiful that is, you guys. You got the stock option sniper. You got the candlestick logo. Come on, you gotta represent. I gotta get one of the hat too. Right? But anyway, you guys, once again, trade safely. Make sure to always backtest your trade. Put stop losses every single time you're trading. That's what I have for you. Peace.